The air crackled with tension. Dinner plates rattled on the table.
You will not speak back.
Emily's father slammed his fist, the sound reverberating through her very core, his words like venom.
This was not the first time his anger had erupted, painting our home with fear. But tonight, something within me had shifted.
His words, laced with cruelty and disdain, echoed the countless times he had belittled her dreams and dismissed her feelings. Her mother, a silent spectator to his tirades, sat with downcast eyes, her silence a heavy weight upon Emily's heart.
It was a familiar dance, the explosive rage, the silent complicity, and me, caught in the crossfire. Tonight, the familiar sting of his words ignited a spark of resolve. I would no longer be their prisoner.
She pushed back her chair, the scraping sound a jarring note in the sudden silence. His eyes followed her every move, narrowed with a mixture of fury and surprise.
Where do you think you're going? This isn't over.
But it was. For Emily, it was just the beginning. Memories, like ghosts, haunted Emily's thoughts. Her childhood, once a tapestry of innocence, was now stained with the dark hues of her father's anger and her mother's quiet despair.
I recalled the countless times I had sought their approval, yearning for a kind word or a tender touch. But their love, if it existed, was buried beneath layers of hurt and resentment.
Her father's words, sharp and cutting, had chipped away at her self-worth, leaving her feeling small and insignificant. Her mother's silence, a deafening echo of his abuse, had taught her that her voice didn't matter.
I carried their pain like a heavy cloak, its weight threatening to suffocate me. But beneath the surface, a flicker of defiance remained, a yearning for a life free from their suffocating grasp.
The incident at the dinner table was not an anomaly, but the culmination of years of suppressed emotions. It was the night Emily decided to stop seeking their validation and start choosing herself. The journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, but the thought of freedom, of finally breaking free from their toxic grip, fueled her determination. Later that night, Emily found her younger brother, Daniel, asleep in his room, his face etched with a familiar sadness.
He too bore the brunt of our parents' dysfunction, his innocence a casualty in their war zone of a home. Looking at him so vulnerable in his sleep, a fierce protectiveness welled up within me. I would not let him suffer the same fate.
She made a silent promise to herself, and to him, that she would find a way out, a path to a brighter future.
The fear that gnawed at me was eclipsed by a fierce determination to protect my brother from the pain that had come to define our lives. He deserved better. We both did.
The decision to leave was not made lightly. Emily knew the risks, the uncertainties that lay ahead, but the thought of remaining tethered to a home that felt more like a prison filled her with a suffocating dread. She had to escape, for her own sake and for Daniel's. Under the cloak of the midnight hour, Emily and Daniel slipped out of their home, their footsteps barely whispering against the pavement. The weight of their secret pressed against Emily's chest, a mixture of fear and exhilaration coursing through her veins.
The world outside our front door seemed vast and unknown, full of both promise and peril. As we walked away from the only home we had ever known, I dared to hope that we were walking towards a brighter future.
The journey ahead would be long and arduous. But with each step forward, Emily felt the chains of her past loosening their grip.
I knew that the road to healing would be paved with challenges, with moments of doubt and despair. But I also knew that I was not alone. I had my brother, my courage, and the unwavering belief that we deserved a life filled with love, laughter, and the freedom to finally breathe.